I hope you had a nice weekend. So today we're gonna make a small review of what we saw last class, and then we're gonna get into today's topic, which is gonna help you out in all of your academic endeavors. Okay? So, can anyone remember what we saw last class? Connectors. Yes. Okay. So could you guys give me some examples for connectors? Nevertheless, that's a good one. Moreover, however, okay. Can someone give me an example with however? Okay. I'd like to buy this CD, however, I don't have any money. That's a really good sentence. And these connectors will come in handy for today's class, okay? So in today's class, you're gonna learn how to write an essay, okay? Now, an essay has mainly three parts: the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. I feel that is pretty straightforward. Now, what many people struggle with is the body part, because the body part are made by arguments, and arguments are made by premises and conclusions. Okay, pardon my handwriting. So, what are premises? What are conclusions? So, the premise is the reason you are giving for something. A conclusion is what you draw from it. For example, um, all birds can fly, my pet is a bird, therefore my pet can fly. That is a pretty basic argument. Your premises are all birds can fly, then you have my pet is a bird, and you have therefore my pet can fly, which would apply for most cases. Of course, you can counter argue that chickens don't fly and blah 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 blah, but there are other scientific debate going on there with chickens and everything. But you get the idea. That is an argument, and the arguments you present on your essay will be backing up your thesis, which is basically another statement, like a conclusion, and then the arguments are the reasons you give for this conclusion. And in the introduction, you give your thesis, in the body, you give your arguments. I expect at least 3 arguments and then a conclusion. And how does this all work? Okay, so in the introduction, you just give a small view of what's gonna happen and you make a statement in this case. For example, I could say the Beatles are the most influential band in history. Okay, that is a thesis that I'll try to explain why I believe this. Okay, and then I'm gonna have 3 different arguments. For example, um, they were very experimental in their sound at a point they had where the spotlight was on them. So that is your conclusion, and then it's backed up by premises, and you can go into their history and their musical engineering and everything. And then another argument would be um, they are their technical difficulty makes it for other bands hard to follow. And then another argument would be their creativity was a launcher for their success. You get the gist. Of course, you can make a little bit more of the arguments when you are writing your essays, but remember that it's only like something you believe, and then you give 3 reasons for it. Each reason goes in a different paragraph, and then each reason has other reasons. That's kind of what arguments are about. Then in the conclusion, you say, well, from all of these, we draw that this thesis was correct or not. You can try to prove something, disprove something, just try to be logical and make your arguments valid. Why? Because I can, because it would be nonsensical to say I am in a bad mood because um, a pizza is a circle. Like, they just do not connect. And another thing would be I am in a bad mood because my pizza wasn't that good. That would be something completely different. And just try to be as logical as you can in your line of thinking, and it should be fine. Now, where the connectors fit in, they usually go at the beginning of the paragraphs and they just serve to connect. That's what connectors are about. You can say like, well, firstly, blah 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 blah, moreover, blah 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 blah, and everything. This will be a really easy thing to do because it's just one paragraph per argument. In total, you'll have to write 5 paragraphs, okay? So, um, we want to use technology for this. We're going to be using Google Docs. I uploaded the assignment in Classroom. You guys can work in pairs or individually, just let me know. And you will be editing the text, and you'll upload the link in Classroom by the end of the class. I know that some of you guys aren't as acquainted with technology, so just let me know if you have any questions, and maybe I can pair you up with someone that does know a bit about technology. Okay, so let's get started.